Hello there, I am Doow as always, and today we have a special video for you. This is Guns of Icarus gameplay in the background, but shortly we will have an interview where I interview with the game designers that made this game, that created Guns of Icarus, and they'll be giving you some information about the game and what they did and what they had a part of it. And I'm actually playing with them right now in this game. I think maybe two of them, AKMW or something like that. We didn't do very good, but so just watch that as you hear the interview and enjoy. With me now is Eric and Jess, both game designers for Guns of Icarus Online. Jess is a community manager and Eric is also the combat design and balance. So how are you guys?
Good. Doing good.
So can you just tell us real fast, I guess, what Guns of Icarus Online is all about? I guess the main things of the game. What do you do in the game?
So it's basically a online multiplayer steampunk airship combat game where you form a crew with up to 3 friends, and you crew this massive combat airship and battle it out against other airships. It's very team-based. You are a member of the crew, and you have to work together to keep that ship flying. So it's not just, one person like lone hero doing everything. You have the captain who pilots the ship and gives orders on board. You have the engineer who keeps the ship flying. And then the gunner that shoots the weapons, which is basically a simple job and can be very complex. So it's basically like naval warfare in the sky.
Yeah. Alright, so can you guys both tell me what you personally do, what you did to make the game and how you created it and all the things and processes that went into that?
Yeah, so I guess with every game in the design phase at the very beginning, both Jess and I worked together in coming out with the basic idea and the new things that we wanted to add in. The interesting thing about Guns of Icarus Online is that it's the spiritual successor of an older game that we released in about 2010 called Guns of Icarus. A much smaller game. We were inspired by like in all the major first-person shooters, you get to a point in the game where there's like a big turret or something like that, and the turret doesn't move, and it's really powerful, and you just start mowing down your enemies like butter. It's a huge massacre, and we really like that idea. But we're also looking at casual games like Diner Dash, where it's all about time management. It's like, well, how do you bring those two things together? And that's how Guns of Icarus was born. From that, there were so many different ideas that we couldn't implement. We only had 4 people on the team. In fact, Jess and myself weren't a part of the original Guns. We actually inherited a lot of the old design documents. We read through all of that and started building up what is now Guns of Icarus Online. So
there was only 4 of you to make this game?
No, the original Guns of Icarus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so how many do you have on your team now?
Right now, I believe it's 12 full-time employees at Muse Games, and also an additional handful of contract artists, sound designers, and things like that.
I guess I don't really know a ton about Muse Games. What other games do you guys make?
So our last big game was a title called Creevers that Eric and I were both designers on. That was our first project with the studio, and that's a completely different game. It's a kind of like family-friendly, casual platformer. You have these 5 cute little forest creatures with different abilities, and you combine their skills to kind of traverse environmental obstacles in this dark, magical forest environment. So obviously very different mechanics, different types of game. That was on PC and Mac, and we more recently released a mobile version for iOS. Then before that there was the original Guns of Icarus, and then our website, musegames.com, started off as basically a portal for Unity browser-based games, which we've moved away from some, but we have a few older titles on our site there too.
Cool, so you guys must be pretty busy.
That's one way of putting it.
Alright, Jess, can you tell us more about what you do in the Guns of Icarus game, what you did to help create it?
Sure. So I, in addition to kind of the high-level concept design, which we all had a hand in, I was really involved in the world building and narrative of the game. I created the map of the whole huge world that has only been teased at so far in skirmish mode. Create the setting, the locations, the general theme of the game. I also have worked on a few specific systems like the achievement leveling system, and I basically have a hand in the community of the game as community manager. So maintaining the forums, administering our core of community ambassadors who are player volunteers that help out with moderation and welcoming new players into the game. I'm also the moderator, the one that has to come down when people step out of line too.
She has the band hammer.
That's right.
Yeah, so basically, Jess and I had like a large part in the high concept design, and then once all that was fleshed out, I branched out into my own specialties. So designing the weapons and balancing them is a big part of it. And basically what that means is I have a huge spreadsheet, and I know the exact DPS of every weapon. I can set up a weapon against any ship, any part of the ship, the guns, the engines, the hull, the balloon, and know exactly how long it'll take to pop something. So just looking at all the weapons as a whole and making sure that all the weapons have their own niche role, I suppose, and then looking at the weapons by themselves and see how effective they are against everything else is basically what I spend a lot of my time doing.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. So can you tell me any plans you have for the future for Guns of Icarus? Any like new updates, things to fix, maybe new ideas coming into it, stuff like that?
Sure. Well, I guess I can start with the stuff that's coming sooner. So there are a bunch of little features and additions that we're working on for skirmish mode right now, including, well, on an ongoing basis, there will be new content, new guns, new maps, new ships that we're working on. We're working on some more kind of perks to the achievement system, to leveling up. Your player title that, as you work up the ranks, you get titles for your level. We'll display that more and also give you ways to earn costumes and cosmetic enhancements through leveling up. So we also have an in-game store where you can buy cosmetic upgrades. No pay to win, nothing like that. No play to win either, because it's purely skill based. So the only thing that we have is a special item as a way to make yourself look spiffy. And so we're always our artists just go crazy with new designs, things they come up with, new hats, new crazy costumes, always coming out. So that'll be a steady updates. You want to talk about some of the gameplay stuff that's coming?
Yeah. So just to clarify, so Jess said we'll have new maps, new guns, and stuff like that. All gameplay-related things will just be patched in automatically through Steam. It's not like a DLC where you have to pay or anything like that. You'll just constantly getting new things as you play the game. So that's how we're trying to keep our player base coming back. So actually, one of the cool things that I'm working on right now is a new heavy gun called the Lumberjack. And basically how this gun works is it's sort of like the mortar. It's an arcing shot, but what it's really, really good at is taking out balloons. So if you imagine like this huge arcing projectile hitting and releasing a bunch of shrapnel against someone's balloon. So if you manage to hit someone anywhere on their ship, it'll always hit the balloon. That's how big its AoE is. It's ridiculous. But to get someone at range, it's going to be pretty difficult. So it is a very skill-based weapon, but I feel it'll change the game quite a bit and people will enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I already love playing Guns of Icarus, but it sounds like it's just going to keep getting better.
That's the idea.
Alright, well, thanks for being on the interview with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that interview and learned a bit about how Guns of Icarus was created. Make sure you stay tuned for the second part of the interview where we talk about the long-awaited adventure mode. I will be having some more Guns of Icarus gameplay and commentaries on my channel, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe.